Hello, our dear subscribers, followers, and today we have a new guest. Her name is Olga Lavrychenko, and she's professional psychologist. And now she will tell a couple of words about herself. So, Olga, can you tell about yourself?
Hello, everybody. I am a psychoanalyst, a psychotherapist, NLP practitioner, professional coach. I kind of gather all these qualifications to be as useful as I can for my clients. And today, I hope I will be quite useful for you.
Mm-hmm. And today we talk about manipulations. And during my practice, I noticed I had some cases from foreign men that they faced in relationships with their Ukrainian girlfriends. And sometimes they were manipulations, actually. And now Olga will tell us how about these manipulations from the psychologist uh, point of view, and will tell how to overcome them. Meanwhile, you can ask your questions, and maybe you can share your stories of manipulations from Ukrainian girls, how it was, what you did with it. So feel free to write.
Uh, First of all, I would like to tell that we can face like two kinds of manipulations. First are subconscious, which any person can do, and they depend. So if you face them, it depends on the level of general consciousness of the person and self-education, self-awareness, and the rest. And of course, from the level of general maturity of the person. And the second type are, of course, conscious manipulations on purpose. So the first type of manipulations you may face or they may occur when the expectations of two people, of a potential couple, are different, and one or both partners do not realize their own expectations regarding their dream one, and they cannot communicate their expectations. And sometimes the other person can go to manipulation because of this communication lack of skills. And if it is hard to say no, if it is hard to ask for something, then the person can mm, choose the style of behavior, not direct, but inclined from questions or ignoring other person, and which can be offensive and can be perceived by other person as manipulation or as even abuse. And
Mhm.
and the second type, yeah, then I will
Yeah, I
answer.
wanted to ask you how to understand that the other person is manipulating. What are the signs, exact
Yeah,
signs?
yeah. So I was going to talk about the conscious
Mm-hmm.
on purpose manipulation, right? Uh, the uh, the signs of that you are being manipulated are often very physical. So you can have definite feelings in your body.
Mm-hmm.
The body tells you first before your consciousness knows that you are being manipulated, that like the other person has something not very good on his or her mind regarding you. And sometimes these are some kind of spasms, stomach ache or headache, or some other not pleasant feelings in your body. That's the first one. Regarding Ukrainian girls, that's the interesting story. I will advocate them, and I will underneath their manipulations as well. Uh, in Ukraine, we have a story that for like anyhow the perfect man is the one who makes presents. It's the one who is ready to invest and who is ready to support and is the trustworthy man. And that's the thing where you will, as a man who wants to marry or date Ukrainian girl, you will be tested anyway by any woman, and it doesn't depend on her level of income. It doesn't depend on her life background and your personal features. You will be tested. But what is enough? Enough is if you treat the lady with some dinner, and that's it.
Olga, I'm sorry. What now? Alexander is writing that we have problems with sound. That your sound is a little weak. Can you make it louder?
I hope I can speak louder. It's like this, okay? It's like I checked.
Alexander, what do you think? Sound is good for me. Solomon writes. Alexander, what do you think? Do you hear well? Say something, Olga.
Yeah, here I am.
It got much better.
It's bad. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah, we had some sound issues today and had workaround with this technical issue. Okay, so what is not acceptable and you must not do at on the first date is, of course, send money for someone's treatment, buy apartment, buy super expensive dinner, mobile phone, iPhone, anything. Manipulation is when the person is trying to push the distance of communication between the partners, which can be between the partners when you are long-term partners already. It's like, let's say that if you would have been dating like for 2 or 3 years already. So when the ladies are trying to receive all that on the first date, on the second date, you barely know each other and this boundary is pushed already. But here's the same, I would compare it, not to offense anybody, but to advocate women. The same thing can look like this, the pushing of the boundary when the man is trying to get the intimacy the same way, like on the first date, on the second date, without giving necessary time. So in this case, you must be ready to say no, to communicate, and sorry. And it depends actually on what kind of woman you are looking for, because for some men the level of maturity of the lady doesn't matter. And if the lady is very beautiful but very childish, she will expect from the man everything that child expects from the parents: feeding, presents, entertainment, and the rest part. If the man doesn't mind, if it's okay for him, he enjoys this kind of relationship. He feels responsible, and then he enjoys her happiness, childish happiness, and they both enjoy this kind of relationship, then it's okay. But for other men, such behavior can be treated as a manipulation. So then be honest to yourself and try to really prepare your criteria of the person you would like to meet, and then have your own tests for maturity. And anyway, if you have all the signs, or if you know everything about manipulations, there can be a mistake. You can find that you are being manipulated, and you can find it on the first date, immediately, or with some time. But it's the risk everyone takes when he wants or she wants some kind of relationship. So if you are trying to find the person, you may have that mistake. Uh, but it would be quite honest, and it would save you from manipulations if you are really ready to discuss from the very beginning what you are ready for and what you are not ready for, what you are ready for during the stage of getting acquainted. Like, maybe it depends on people, but like 3 to 5 dates, for example, and what you are ready for, what is acceptable for you when you are a young couple and then a mature couple already. It Yes, as older you get, as then dates become more and more like job interviews, but but that's really important part. You must know what kind of questions will you ask the person. You must know what is really acceptable and what is not acceptable at all for you, and what is the zone of the compromise. Manipulations. Most manipulations, if we talk about wallet hunters, are related with provocation to feel guilt, to feel duty, where you mustn't feel them, and to feel that you owe this person something, even though you have just met. So if you find yourself in this position and it's not what you were going to get during your date, so just give yourself right, either to leave without any explanations, or to explain something, or to ask some clarifying questions like, why should I? Why do you think I must? And the rest part. Lots of Ukrainian ladies. I don't mean normal women. I'm sorry for that term, but yeah, we can say that. I mean this wallet hunters, which of course such women are all over the world. I'm just talking about Ukrainian now. They may say that you are expected as a man in Ukraine to buy an apartment, a car, and so on and so on. Or you are expected to pay for super expensive meals at once, or to take her to some world cruise anyway, or to buy something very expensive from clothes or jewelry, doesn't matter, just because you are a man. And it's our mentality. Our mentality really is to look what you are ready for. And it can happen, some European man and some American man, and like from other parts of the world, they may just like test during the first date, test the atmosphere. And for example, if he doesn't pay, yes, I see the question. Yeah, do Ukrainian women still ask for such material? Since some of them, yes, unfortunately, some of them.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that when each time when I talk with new clients, new prospective clients on consultations, even such strange stories that when even without meeting, just talking online, girl tells salesman, if you are my man, you should provide me and send me money right away without even personal meeting. So, and I had the stories I told many times here that sometimes these girls, they have several men of this type sending them money. They don't need to work at all.
Yes, and it's just like kind of job. So it's not a sex job. It's just like making money from willing people, like free internet donations or something. But if you face that, it's quite easy to recognize that it's a manipulation. So this attitude from Ukrainian women, it has different reasons, because unfortunately many Ukrainian women are in the position when they are only earner in the family, or they are left with their kids and no alimony payments. They cannot count on them. So the legislation which must protect women in Ukraine is very, very poor. We practically do not have protection. So and that makes some women are really desperate. Some of them quite miserable. I'm sorry, but it happens that they really count on the partner as on the only way of surviving. And that, yeah, it hurts for me actually, but even if the woman is successful, most of the women in Ukraine think of the period when she will be dependent and vulnerable during pregnancy and when the children are little.
And you know, sometimes even on these sites, there are even not girls actually. Someone is writing from their pictures. Men sometimes. These people, they just know the ways how to manipulate, what to tell, right things to men. So that he could send some money. But if they do it, it means these tricks were successful sometimes. So they continue it, and it's done not only with foreign men but also with local men. Local men told me the same stories about the local dating site that the women is asking to add some money to her even phone bill, or send me money, I will come to you by taxi, and so on and so on. Many ways.
Such things I can really identify sometimes as personal disorder, and these people, yeah, they should go through some therapy, but they don't have money for it, and they won't. Yeah, manipulation is a sign of some personal disorder when it's like a sport, when it's on purpose. Because to some degree, all of us are manipulating. We're just talking about some wild cases, and the purpose of our discussion today is for foreign men to be able to tell apart where begins the mentality and where begins the manipulation actually.
And you told me an important thing before the live stream when we discussed with you this topic during the day, that all manipulators are usually very pretty good in communication.
Yes. Thank you for reminding. The professional manipulator, how you can know. So imagine the situation that you're sitting on the date and you are incredibly happy because everything is perfect. You met your twin sister, your spiritual soulmate, because everything is common. She likes the same things. She supports everything you say, and you start feeling kind of euphoria. And if you really are having these words inside of you, wow, that's a perfect person, that's a manipulator. There are no perfect people. They must have some disadvantages.
But what about sparkle in this case? Because how to define Where is it sparkle
Uh,
and chemistry
this
or
the
manipulation?
sparkle and chemistry differs from this manipulation euphoria with the thing that you can see the differences between you and that person. You see his or her disadvantages, and you just don't care. So your feelings are so strong that you realize all mismatches, and it's okay for you.
With manipulator, it seems that everything's the same between us.
Yeah, that there are no disadvantages.
Uh-huh.
That the person is really perfect. Everything is perfect. Perfect in communication, perfect in attitude, and perfect like long-term period. But sometimes, of course, people cannot control them like 24/7. So you will catch the slight difference in facial expression or something, and um, your body will tell. Your body will definitely tell. So, and there will be like two tracks. So from one point of view, impression will be that wow, it's so perfect, and there will be something wrong with your body, some
Mm-hmm.
headache, stomach ache,
Mm,
some pain, like backache,
interesting.
and yeah,
Olga,
something will be wrong. Mhm.
let's answer the questions that Alexander asks now.
How to qualify doubts without asking the girl? Trick questions. So Alexander asks how to manipulate a lady without being direct. Trick question.
He asks how to clarify the girl's intentions, I guess, yes?
Yeah, girls, but I'm sorry, I might not have the right answer because the question is very, very general. So her intentions are which? If she's a wallet hunter, or if she is not sure about you as a man, if she is not sure that she likes you already, if she needs some more time, what kind of intentions? Like,
I
uh,
guess we talk now about the serious relationships. That's why it should be. I guess he's asking about relationships. Maybe Alexander, maybe you can tell
yeah,
more about your
yeah,
question.
yeah. Please clarify your question, some specific situation, because like thousands of situations can be told
But
here.
I can say for sure that if you ask some trick questions and people person is feeling you are testing, it's a bad feeling, and it's easy to recognize. And if there is a sincere girl, it will be hurting for her. So I wouldn't recommend you trick questions because they're obvious usually.
If you have, it's just like I would rather say if you have some anxiety, so that is the sign of something. Just trust your anxiety, and then really think, like, because it could be these checks, they can be with trick questions, or they can be with some situations when you provoke some situation and look how the person reacts, how the person really what does she do, and will she, well, okay, pretend that you have no money for some time, like tell her that there is some risk that you won't have money like for a month,
Mhm.
or two, and look what will be her reaction if it's about money. Because if she's a wallet hunter, she will leave immediately. If she's interested in you as a person and already sees some potential in you as a man, uh, and it's a mature person, so she can stay and even support.
Yeah, sincere girls, they are. I think that they're easy to identify too. When yes, when she's interested in exactly you, asking special questions about you, about your for example, you told her something yesterday, she's asking about continuation of the story today, so it means she's following your thought, your life, and of course not asking such things as we just discussed. But when I also had such clients, they came to us after some hurting relationships before, and they told me, woman should prove me that I can trust her, I'm going to test her. And at this moment I understood we can't work with this client, because if we have sincere and open for relationships women, and she meets such a man and being tested from the very beginning, you can understand what feelings this woman will have. And of course, if the man is has too many fears, he's trying to test her every time, it's not a good beginning of relationships at all. It's impossible to start normal relationships this way. Yeah.
Yes, relationship trauma will prevent you from setting normal relationship and trust, and it will end up in subconscious revenge. It can end up in subconscious revenge.
So the first advice is to go to psychologist to work on this trauma.
If you were hurt and still want to have some good relationship, but you feel that you are still offended and you don't trust, and you see this violence, evil in all the women, please go and work with your trauma, because you will have no success. You will push, you will press, the women will leave, and you will become even more offended, and even it will hurt more. So it's just dead end. It's better to work with traumas, any kind of traumas, but relationship traumas. Yeah, it's worse. The reward is great. So when you can leave the past in the past and move forward, it's really great.
And now Alexander is writing, I guess, about his story, about some girl he's talking online. He's telling that she doesn't ask for some material things, but sometimes reserved, and sometimes doesn't answer some questions, his questions. And it raises some of his doubts. While Solomon is also writing that he's talking to Ukrainian lady, and she doesn't ask material things. And it's a good sign already. You just need to continue, and of course you should meet in person as soon as you can to check the reality, and if you are a good match.
How to check.
And Solomon had a question before.
Which one?
1 second. Yeah. Is there a problem with some Ukrainian women gaining their own independence? Otherwise, why would they want to demand such things from a future partner?
It's like a national trauma, I guess, after Soviet Union, because the main style of family was like total abuse from the men's side and total dependence from the women's side. And it was like so many ladies who behave this way, either they have seen these troubles in their families, not very good stories, or either they saw how their mothers worked hard and they really don't want to work that hard, or their parents were trying to save them from the worries, and they just remained childish. But anyway, we had this Great World War II, and they were and it's like not so much time passed, and there was the whole generation of women who were surviving without men, who lost their men, and who needed to grow up their children alone to survive, and just like not talking about the famine. So yes, the long historical part lies beneath these stories. Here, yeah, I would recommend to treat it with some kind of respect. Some of the women are very, very, very independent, and some are ready to make compromise, and some just find uh, love and admiration in very strong directive men, and they are really willing to obey, but giving all the power to the man, you need to know, you want to have some guarantees that this power won't be turned against you. So men are different.
And I'm happy to see that lately more and more we have new ladies clients coming to us to join the agency, and more we see independent women successful in their careers, in their field of activity, but still they want strong men, even stronger than they are. And I'm happy when I hear that most of all they are interested in love, happy family now, not like it was before when girls told, I expect financially stable men to have better life. So now it seems something changed, and we get more conscious women, more successful in their careers, but they are wanting this love. They don't pay so much attention to material things, probably because they have a good income already, and they are fully open just for relationships without making emphasize.
Sometimes it's just kind of I can tell something like general about my clients, because I work with women a lot, with different women, with women who were left alone with kids, who live in complicated relationship, or who earn and who are even happy with their man, but have some like childhood traumas or something. Some of them even don't have the idea itself that woman can earn money by herself without support of man, without help from his side, uh, without his allowance. And it's very sad, but still it sits in the brains of lots of women, and it just like it takes time for us to recover in this respect. So but I part of them, not all of them, of course. Thanks God, there are really lots of mature, kind, smart, and beautiful women who are really willing to love, create families, and have children. I would really like to point out that body test which I'm talking about, because that's the only, the most reliable thing you can trust. And if you even don't know the person, try to associate it with what kind of food, or what kind of smell, or what feelings in your belly do you have regarding this person, because our brain works, so it perceives much more information that our conscious part is ready to acknowledge and to realize. And the body already has the reply to your question regarding any person. So you can choose not only partner this way, you can choose any specialist in your life, especially those who you need to give allowance to your body. Some.
But some people um, who are not done bad by psychology. I mean, they sometimes when I talk with clients, and especially with women, when I ask what do you feel about this or this, they answer me I think. But when I ask again what do you feel,
Feel,
many people
yeah.
can't recognize their feelings, unfortunately.
I'm not talking about ignoring the sense part, ignoring the thoughts and conscious position, but really to try to play this game. Like this lady is like what? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
kind of what kind of cake? What kind of food? What kind of drink? Like with what do I associate her? And really, in my case, if I face manipulators, I will talk about men. Yeah, no, not only men, women too. I had a friend and I let her go. She was a very manipulating person. So I really feel sick, literally. Like, and
What
and I
about I have some, I know some such person too. When she's calling me, I think, oh, again to talk, and I don't want. So it's a big sign because this person is always complaining, everything is bad, and
yeah,
I.
just check how do you feel after this conversation, and if your body hurts, then do something. It's like your grown up responsibility to manage your communication.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because when I don't like when people are complaining and doing nothing, because I talked with her many times, I gave her exact steps what she can do, nothing is happening, so just
Yeah, so
like in bed.
you might say, my opinion, and I need to go now. That's it.
Mhm.
5 minutes, I need to go. But just ask yourself, why do you keep her?
Mhm. Oля, we have one more question from Alexander again. He's active today. Thank you, Alexander, for so many questions. So, on a scale from 1 to 10, what kind of level of relationship trauma would be when a woman finds her fancy with other woman at home in bed?
It depends. I must say that trauma is something very predetermined. It depends on the personal traumatic background, and if like how many traumas does she have already? Is it the first or like and the childhood is very important, and the story of parents relationships is very important. So one woman can kill, another woman can join, and
Mhm.
other woman can die in this moment and never trust any man again. And yeah, the
So,
fourth woman.
is it right that I think that if before she had the same situations or maybe something similar, I mean,
it
connected to this case in her childhood, then if she faces it in real life, she will go through it in a more difficult way than someone who didn't
Yeah,
have this
yeah,
experience.
who is, yeah, but if she faced it before and worked with a psychologist, like psychotherapist, and healed her trauma and
Mm-hmm.
faced this experience, she might just get furious
Mm-hmm.
and state her boundaries very aggressively, and everybody will be pity, will feel pity, will feel sorry, will regret that this mistake took place. So it really depends. Generally, yes, it's unpleasant, of course, and it's just like, what kind of reaction will she have? Most of them will leave, and the sad story is when she is dependent on men. She has nowhere to live. She depends on him financially, and then she has to stay. And then she just swallowed her feelings, hates him, hates herself, and keeps staying there. So different stories.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Olga. Then we have just comments from our followers. For example, Alexander is writing that 19 of our decisions are made by impulse. It's based on hunch or intuition.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I was telling this. That's true. Should always trust your gut feeling. Most of my mistakes in life have come when I don't listen. Yeah, that's true. So you may train the habit of asking yourself questions before making serious decisions, life-defining decisions. When you are in a relationship and when something is wrong, even if you ignore your body signs once or twice, you will have some symptoms. You will start having some chronic disease, and something will be getting worse and worse. Any organ it can be. So just pay attention. You may ask your friends, by the way, ask your friends or relatives. And that's what I do, because sometimes when you are within, like, in the situation, it is complicated to realize what is really happening. So I ask my closest people to remind me to check if they hear from me that I'm telling that something is wrong with my body, and just like I need to go to doctor. Yeah, because like I can share that with my sister, for example, and then I ask her to tell me in this case, look what's wrong with relationship, with with any communication, with clients or with friends, with anybody. Look what's wrong. Where are you allowed to push your boundaries? Where you missed something? So and then, yeah, you see that you even may call that a meditation, like asking yourself some question and looking for reply is a meditation. So you can see it and speculate on that, try to figure out what is happening. And when you find out, yeah, sometimes when you find out, you must change your whole life, because that person is kind of important, but something is wrong sometimes. But really, I would like to say this thing too. Not all the manipulations mean that you need to finish the relationship. Sometimes, like, if it's not a wallet hunter, if it's just a person you love, you like, but you face the manipulation of what you take as a manipulation. So please take your responsibility and find the way to communicate without blaming, without labeling, and just figure out, just tell what is wrong, how you may criticize the behavior. Do not criticize the person, criticize the behavior. It's like, when you behave or when you do this and this, I feel this and this. And criticizing is good when you really give the variance, what person can do instead. Because it's just like, there's something wrong with you. It's abuse. It's just you're trying to lower someone's self-esteem. I don't like when you do this and this. Please try not to do it. Try to make it some other way. So that's okay.
So we should finish, I guess, soon, and maybe men have other questions. Please ask if you have some more questions, because we are finishing very very soon. Meanwhile, Olga, what advice you can give to us in addition to listening to your body signals? what is important to do else to avoid manipulation?
To choose thoroughly
Mm-hmm.
and to choose with your body and with your brain. not, not only like you need to hear the both parts, and you need to know your criteria. So, what is really important for you? Because if you do not know what is okay for you and what is not, then everything will be like manipulation, everything will be not okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you must know what you want and really think about what are you ready for in a relationship. If you hate something in relationship, if you have already former experience, so be ready to communicate it with your future or potential partner. Just let her know that I don't like this and this and this, and I will do it no way. uh, so she must be aware, because when you are already married and get to know some strange things, yeah, couple can fall apart. And the same, yeah, do not be afraid to ask questions, but ask them with respect. Because yeah, I had this cross questioning once. I was feeling like, oh, I did something wrong. I was
Mm-hmm.
guilty already in advance. And so when you are asking these questions, uh, please respect the fact that the person can have it differently, can see it differently. And if you just find out that you don't match, just live with respect. Do not hate other people for not corresponding your expectations. Like that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, Olga, thank you a lot for joining me today and for accepting my invitation to be with us today, and for your professional input to this question. Because usually we just discuss the questions, what can happen with men, but didn't go so deep yet. And thank you a lot for your time.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I really enjoyed the time together, and I hope it would be useful for the man.
Yeah, and maybe you want to answer the last question. We just got it from Solomon.
What is saying information? In age gap, you will have this story that I was talking about, when the person may be mm, immature, the younger person may be immature, and then the older person will play the role partially of a parent. And children are manipulative, but if you enjoy this game, if it makes you happy, then it's okay. So you just really need to know that you want it. But really, I have faced couples where the younger person is much more mature than the older one. So it depends. But yeah, like statistically, it can be, but it won't be more like conscious manipulating. It will be childish form, and sometimes if we are talking about young ladies, they can be capricious, and they can make hysterias sometimes. And it's just she's real in her reactions. She really feels this way. She's just not mature. So, and
So Olga, we finish. Thank you a lot for answering this last, and you get frozen sometimes on my end. I don't know why.
me too. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. I wish to everyone to have a nice evening or nice day today. However, coronavirus in the road, we are still alive, living our usual life, and men started to apply again and again for meeting the beautiful Ukrainian women for marriage and relationships. I'm happy about it. So let's continue to live our life, to enjoy it, and to learn new useful things. Thank you, Olga. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.
Goodbye.